Hey, hello, Social Goons. My name is Alex, and welcome back to Batman Arkham City. And in today's video, we are going to be following up on Mr. Freeze. But off camera, I did get as much of the Riddler stuff that I could. The trophies, the riddles, breakable objects. Well, at least as much as I could at this moment. Oh, right. Here is a stealth segment that's kind of a pain in the arse. Mainly from the perspective of like these guys will always be here except for a certain thing. Like at a certain point they're not gonna be here, but they are gonna be here no matter what. So, you know. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is that this particular rooftop is going to be is going to have these three guards, right? However, at one point in the story, they're not going to be here. However, that's the only time they're not going to be here. So, yeah. But also, before we head into the museum and rescue Freeze, I did want to take a little bit to get some of the Riddler stuff, as well as interrogate some of the Riddler goons. But the problem with the Riddler goons is that they need to be the last guy in an area or the only guy in an area. Otherwise, they're not going to give you the secrets. You're just gonna knock them out like any regular opponent. So, yeah, just try to keep that in mind when you're when you think you have a Riddler goon alone. Just really check to make sure that you do. You know what I mean? Like what I did earlier. You know, I had to. Or, well, actually, well, like, right there, for example. So, you see that one guy in the far back? Well, because of him, I can't interrogate the goon immediately. I had to take care of him before I could. So, now, we cannot get every single, Riddler trophy as of now. And that's mainly because we don't have the right gadgets or the right upgrades. But nothing's stopping us from knowing their position right now. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm going after these Riddler goons off the cuff. And we'll also be back in this particular spot a little later in the game. So yeah, just bear that in mind. I believe I was trying to get a challenge done here where I had to use explosive gel like 5 times in a combat encounter. At least I believe that's what it was. It's been a minute since I've seen the footage, but you know. Yeah, it explains why I'm just rolling around the place. But I think eventually I just stopped thinking that this was not really gonna work, so just fucking stop tap dancing around the subject and just fucking deal with them already. I don't know if it can actually knock out the opponents. I do know that it will stun them for a bit, so it'll give you a little bit of breathing room, but nothing too serious, I don't think. Yep. Trophy on the horse's back, and there's one up here, I believe. And I thought the Iceberg Lounge was a riddle, so there is a trophy. There's also a couple on the top of the museum, so if you're playing this, be sure to go up there. And that's another riddle done. There is a riddle across from us, but I'm not gonna do that until we get out of the museum. So, just keep that in mind. But actually, the museum's not going to be as simple as you think. I know I may make it look simple, but it's kind of not. You still need to, actually, pay attention. Not like what I'm doing with this combat encounter, as you can clearly see, but, you know. I still managed to beat it in the end. Now, actually, a bit of a fun fact about the museum riddle stuff. Actually, you can get a good chunk of it during your first encounter in the museum. Well, I shouldn't say the first encounter. Technically, it'd be the second one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Also, thankfully, you don't need a certain upgrade that we're going to get later to get the trophy right there. So, you know, thank God for that, you know? Yeah, I'm also trying to see the trophies up here. There are a couple of Catwoman ones, but there's also a couple of regular trophies, so if you're curious about that, then yeah. Anyway, so on to the museum entrance. But before that, I decided to upgrade my ballistic armor. But, okay. So, I believe while off screen, I also upgraded the cryptographic sequencer's power along with its range. So that way we can take care of some security gates at a distance, but also have a bit of an easier time hacking them. At least I think I did. It's been a hot minute since I've seen this point in the game. But it's at this point where we're also introduced to a new enemy. Knife Goons. I hate these guys. They break the flow of combat so goddamn much. So, I'm not quite sure how to explain the Blade Dodge Takedown, which is an upgrade that you'll get, well, you can get after a certain level and yada yada yada, right? I've never been able to pull that off consistent. Sorry. I've never been able to pull it off. Never. Not once. I can do the blade dodge, but I can't do the takedown variant. I just can't. Okay, so for riddle stuff, first up, for breakable objects, we have penguins, which makes sense because of who runs it. So this is what I mean about the first and second time in the museum. So we can't get very far because Penguin has some military-grade jammers blocking Batman's access back to the Batcave. So we need to take a little detour to take out the jammers. And the first one is thankfully not very far. It's right on the roof of the museum. There's also some other Riddler guys making rounds on the buildings here. Oh, and that hat shop is the riddle I was talking about. It's meant to be a reference to the Mad Hatter, but we'll talk about Hatter later, so you know. And yep, just a regular thing for me. Just fucking, you try to do something, but you get hit. You know, like, well, anyway. So what I was trying to do is to get the guy at the gun crate, because as soon as that alarm goes off, you have a limited amount of time before the guy goes for the gun, and will make this thing a lot harder than it already is. So, you know. And I believe that was a glitch on the Return to Arkham ports. At least I think it is. I'm not sure about the PS3 because I haven't played it in so long, or the PC, which I never played. So, So each jammer relay is only gonna have 3 units. So as soon as you take care of them, you gotta, well, like, as soon as that's done, you go for the other, right? Okay, so this trophy right here can be a bit of a pain in the ass because you have 6 riddle switches and a very limited amount of time to get all of them. Though thankfully, just the quickfire batarangs are enough to just barely get it. Like freaking talk about. Well, it was make a joke, but I forgot what it was. Yeah. Anyway, so just try to follow the signal, and you should be fine. And there it is. Now, remember, Penguin's thugs have heartbeat monitors, so as soon as you knock somebody out, they are going to know. Well, a penguin is gonna know, and yeah, that's just bad juju for everybody. And here, I believe I was trying to use the sonic batarang to show that it was still just as effective in this game as it was in the Asylum, but I kept missing it. Yeah, so it's just a pain in the ass at times, but thankfully later on I am able to, actually get that taken care of. I believe if you're good enough, you can knock all of them out without being seen. At least I think so. I don't really remember all that well. Plus, it's been so long since I've actually sat down and played every single aspect of the game. So, but at least I got a Riddler challenge done. And yeah, this dude's a bit of a pain in the ass. Like, what I should have done was to, I should have just, well, that for starters, but I should have just done a stun and then do a beatdown attack. But I don't know why I did that. Maybe because I thought there was a Riddler challenge or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's the third jammer. Well, this will be the third jammer, and now we have one more because, of course, it's a rule of 3. Though don't get too excited because, basically, the third jammer is underground, okay? And we're going to be in that particular area more than once throughout the game, so, yeah. Though, thankfully, we can still track it. And it's actually generously marked for us this time, because the other ones didn't do that. And I was a little worried that these guys managed to respawn by now, but, I was worried over nothing. Be careful here, though, because these guys have guns, and, yeah, that's a lot of bad juju for us. Though, thankfully, right now, the Titan container is not occupied. So, we can take care of it right now. Normally, it would be guarded by 2 thugs. And that makes it a bit worse. If you want to, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but it just makes it a little bit more harder than it needs to be, in my opinion. Also, above the entrance to this place, there is a breakable wall, but you need to glide into it, and that wall was a pain in the goddamn ass. Like, seriously, I nearly lost my voice trying to get to that. It was so painful. Ugh, but thankfully, you guys won't have to see that. I did it off screen. Ugh, just I wish I didn't have to go through it. That's all. And there's also this riddle here involving Vicky Vale, which I don't know if Vicky was a character exclusively meant for the '89 Batman movie and just blew up in popularity, or if she was a character from the original comics. That I don't know. But also, we're gonna be in this area a lot, so don't worry if you don't have access to certain things right now. I just so happened to remember that there was a riddle right here, and it's these alignment riddles. They're not the worst thing in the world, but I believe there's one where you have to do it immediately as soon as you find it. Oh, and this wasn't foreshadowing at all. No, totally not foreshadowing, especially since this game's like it's like over a decade old right now. But you know, it's whatever. But hey, two Titan containers in one go. Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that. Alright, so I upgraded the combat armor, and now we're gonna take on Penguin's goons in a stealth segment. So that way we can get rid of the last jammer. But also, the jammer will, well, sorry, like, if you're thinking that you can get the Riddler stuff now, you can't because of the jammer. And here I also tried to use a sonic batarang, but I just kept missing. At least I believe I kept missing, so eventually I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. But they didn't try to stop me here. Really, I just alerted the guys to me being in the room, so didn't really help all that much. But yeah. Like, I'm not sure what was wrong with my aim at the time. Like, I just think that it's because... Sorry. I just think that because there's no solid aiming reticle, the sonic batarang is a bit unruly. I believe what I tried to do was to knock that guy off of the railing, but either I was too far or he wasn't he was just kneeling. I don't really know, but I kind of forwent it. Unlike the sonic batarang, god damn it, past me. And now those guys are gonna be teamed up. So yeah, just to try to get them to separate if you can, but it's gonna be pretty damn hard. Yeah, so basically, when two thugs team up, one of them is gonna be one of them's gonna be watching the back, one of them's gonna be watching the front, right? So oh, there we go. I use this on a batarang to I use it to shock an enemy. There we go. So I did pull it off once, but that didn't. But like, it's not very consistent, at least in my opinion. So then I went down there to silent takedown and knockout smash these guys, leaving the Riddler goon all that's left. At least no. Oh, but yeah, he did see me, so though thankfully he's the only one left, so he's not very difficult. Anyway, now with that out of the way, there are a few Riddler things that you can get down here. Mainly a trophy that is blocked behind a door that requires an electric shock, and a riddle for what was it, Santa Prisca, Bane's country. There it is. See that? Just scan that and you're all good. Plus, it's right next to the trophy, so, or well, the door that would lead to a trophy. So, and also, if you've been paying attention to the the environment, you'd also know that there is a breakable wall that you can glide into, right up there. But I just had a bad angle. So just try it again, and boom, trophy's yours. There's also one sealed away by a an electric panel. So you may also want to get that. Later there's gonna be a Joker teeth in this place, so just keep an eye out for that on your second visit to the subway. So, and when we get back up to the surface, I believe there is a side quest that we could do, but I don't give that the time of day until a little bit later. So, yeah. For now, we're just gonna backtrack and head on up to the museum. But one little thing here. This door leads to a special little Riddler challenge. Basically, it's a death trap unless you have a certain gadget and certain upgrade. So, yeah, we can't get that right now. But the reward, if you manage to beat it, is 3 Riddler trophies. There's also another one underground, so if you want to get that, you totally could. I believe I thought there was something there, but no. We can't get that until the end of the game, I believe. But, just a little precaution, I guess. But all right, since we got about a minute left, there was another thing that I wanted to talk about, but we don't really have the time for it right now. So, I guess I'm just gonna head on back up to the museum, and then we're gonna end the video there. So, well, there's also another trophy that we can get right now. Oh, sorry. Anyway, but with that said, if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. The next milestone we'll be celebrating is 500 subscribers, and we're just 25 away, at least at the time of this recording. So, until next time, Social Goons, remember, reach for the stars.